Long ago, the Kingdom of Babylon was a society entirely structured around the worship of things it could see and touch. The people prayed to the sun, the moon, the stars, and blocks of stone. For a young boy named Ibrahim, this belief system presented an immediate logical problem. His own father was a sculptor. Ibrahim grew up watching his father carve the very gods the society bowed down to out of ordinary stone. As he grew older, Ibrahim looked to the sky for answers. He watched a bright star, then the moon, and finally the sun. Each was beautiful and powerful, but each eventually set. He reasoned that a true creator would never disappear. The ultimate God had to be the maker of the universe, not a temporary part of it. He decided to expose the reality of these objects. Waiting until the city was distracted by a massive celebration, Ibrahim took an axe into the temple and smashed all the idols to pieces, except for the largest one. He left the axe hanging right around its neck. When the furious townspeople demanded to know who destroyed their temple, Ibrahim offered a simple solution: ask the giant statue holding the axe. The crowd was forced to admit that their idols couldn't speak, see, or hear. He had trapped them in their own logic. By forcing his people to voice the powerlessness of their own gods, Ibrahim broke their societal illusion. But this intellectual victory made him an immediate threat to the state, triggering his first major trial. The townspeople retaliated with extreme force. They bound Ibrahim's hands and feet and launched him from a catapult into a massive, roaring fire. But the flames only burned his ropes. The fire itself ran cold, protecting his body entirely, and he walked out without a single burn. Surviving the execution escalated the situation to the highest political authority of the region. Ibrahim was arrested and brought in chains to the royal palace to face King Nimrod. Nimrod claimed that he too was a god who could grant life and death to his subjects. Ibrahim didn't argue the point. Instead, he presented a new challenge. His god makes the sun rise from the east. If Nimrod was truly divine, he should make it rise from the west. Nimrod was left without an answer. Ibrahim challenged the kingdom's highest authorities and survived, but for his safety, he now had to leave Babylon forever. Ibrahim began a vast geographical migration alongside his wife Sarah and his nephew Lut. They journeyed through Syria and Palestine, eventually crossing into Egypt. In Egypt, a local king attempted to capture Sarah, but every time he reached for her, his hands miraculously froze and became stiff. Terrified, he begged Sarah to pray for his release. When his hands were cured, the humbled king gifted them an Egyptian servant named Hajar. Years later, Hajar gave birth to a son, Ismail. But Ibrahim soon received a demanding command from God. He had to take Hajar and his infant son and leave them completely alone in a barren, waterless valley known as Mecca. After Ibrahim departed, their water quickly ran out. Hearing her baby cry from thirst, Hajar desperately ran back and forth 7 times between the 2 rocky hills of Safa and Marwa, scanning the empty horizon for any sign of help. Exhausted after her final run, she heard a voice. An angel struck the dry earth and water began to flow from the ground. Hajar quickly built a basin with her hands to gather it. The water of Zamzam changed the fate of the valley. Tribes began to settle around the well, and over time, the barren landscape where Hajar had searched for help evolved into the city of Mecca. Many years passed before Ibrahim made the long journey back to Mecca. When he arrived, he found his son Ismail grown into a respected young man, and they shared a deeply joyful reunion. But this peace was interrupted by the heaviest trial of his life. For 2 consecutive nights, Ibrahim experienced a recurring dream containing a clear divine command. He was to sacrifice his beloved son. He didn't hide the vision. Ibrahim told Ismail about the dream, and the young man immediately agreed to follow the command. They traveled together to the top of Mount Arafat in a state of absolute mutual submission to the will of God. Ibrahim blindfolded himself so he wouldn't have to watch his son suffer. But just as he raised the knife into the air, a voice intervened from the sky. He removed the blindfold to see a sheep sent from heaven, provided to take Ismail's place. The knife was set aside. In this moment, Ibrahim had proven that his commitment to his Creator was absolute, transcending his most profound worldly attachments. Having passed this ultimate test, the father and son were given a final, lasting mission. Working side by side, Ibrahim and Ismail constructed the Kaaba, building the very first house dedicated to monotheistic worship. To complete the corner of the foundation, they needed one final piece. While Ismail was searching, an angel delivered a unique stone to Ibrahim, bringing it directly from paradise to the earth. Following the Kaaba's completion, God rewarded his faith. 3 visiting angels brought the news that his elderly wife Sarah would soon give birth to a second son, Isaac, continuing his prophetic lineage. Ibrahim's final visits to Mecca were marked by subtle wisdom. He spoke to Ismail of the threshold of the gate, reminding him that a household's strength is found in the character and gratitude of those within it. The Prophet Ibrahim lived for a total of 175 years. He is remembered as the Friend of Allah, a title earned through a life defined by absolute trust in the Creator, regardless of the cost.